The White House backing a plan for the U.S. to relinquish its last bit of control over the internet. That proposal sparking fierce opposition from Republicans who they argue would embolden authoritarian regimes, he said, allowing them to suppress freedom of speech. Want to bring in Charles Payne, host of Making Money with Charles Payne on Fox Business. Nice to see you.
You too.
See Payne here. 2 years ago, you fell off your chair when you heard about this.
I really did. I mean, think about the internet, how powerful it is, and we're talking about it as the conduit of the next 100 years. It will control everything. It's all about economics. It's all about national security. It's all about controlling and suppressing freedoms. It's absolutely amazing. And see, even back then what they were saying is, hey, everyone's using it. Don't worry, because ultimately the internet is a network of networks. But this is the glue. Right? This is sort of the root of the whole thing. And if we can control that, I think it's something we should never see.
Would we allow Russia, would we allow Beijing to get control that we currently have?
That's the funny thing about this. The term they keep using is that, quote, it's going to be controlled by a multi-stakeholder community. But it won't be a government. They insist there won't be any government interference.
That?
Of course I don't trust it. Also, I'm thinking the United Nations. You know, think about this. And I will put it one level beneath the notion of giving away our nuclear codes to the UN to be good corporate citizens, or good global citizens, rather. You know, so it's almost to that level. It is something that...
But there is no obligation to do this.
There's no obligation
Correct?
to do it. We're being good global citizens. This administration is reaching out to the rest of the world saying, hey, this network of networks, we have the glue that holds it together, but maybe we should all share in the decision making. Because
we invented the thing, right? No, so Al Gore did it. I know. Ted Cruz is lobbying hard against this. He said the following: the Obama administration is months away from deciding whether or not the United States government will continue to provide oversight over core functions of the internet and protect it from authoritarian regimes. This issue threatens not only our personal liberties, but also our national security.
Absolutely.
Does it?
Oh, well, think about the biggest topic in politics right now. Hillary Clinton's emails had to go across the internet. I mean, the internet is everything. It's security, it's economics, it's expression and protection of freedoms and individual rights. You start to get into a multi-cultural unit or community that gets to decide things. You know, power begets power. And you start to say, hey, they're only going to control certain root parts of it, maybe names and addresses. But then they start to control more. Once you give them the root, once we give this away, we can't get it back.
It's the power over information. I trust us a hell of a lot more than I trust anyone else.
Absolutely.
Right?
I hope Ted Cruz can push this through. I hope he can get some traction. We don't have to do this, and I just don't understand why we're doing it.
Where's Google and Microsoft and Facebook and Apple on this?
You know, they're in interesting positions because they're part of that community, you know, that global community. I mean, listen, they do more business outside of this country than in this country. So I haven't heard anything official from them, but I don't think there's any opposition from Silicon Valley on this.
You think this is going to happen?
I think so. I think there's a 90% chance it can happen, maybe even greater.
Before
President Obama leaves, this will be another feather in his cap of a one world sort of community. I think he's a big proponent of a one world community. And why shouldn't the entire planet have oversight of the internet? Why should it just be America?
Think Cruz can stop it?
I hope he tries. Again, I give him that 10% chance. There's a lot of stuff in the news cycle these days. This kind of stuff tends to fall, because it kind of goes over your head. There's a lot of acronyms involved. There's the ICAN. There's it's a lot. It's kind of complex, but I think if we tell people, listen, this is about controlling the world's national security, economics, freedoms of protections of freedom of expression. Those kind of things resonate with Americans.
Well stated. Thank you, Charles.
Thanks, Bill.
See Payne.